talk spin-offs because this won't mean anything to you, Kiva, but Tahira, I want a spin-off of the spin-off because I now want to know the story of Brimsley. So Brimsley is Queen Charlotte's like a PA essentially, is always with her. I want the story of Brimsley, Tahira.
I saw this. I saw like an image of him and the king's, person.
Yes.
And someone wanting a spin-off of them too.
Because they have. So Brimsley is Queen Charlotte's, well, I'm going to call it PA because I don't know what the right word is. And Reynolds is the king's version. And they like have moments where they touch hands and we see them privately kissing and having baths together. But they like in public, they're like touching hands and looking at each other. And I want to know the story of Brimsley and Reynolds so badly. And if you could have a spin-off of anything, Kiva, would you do a Benidorm spin-off?
Maybe actually that would be funny. Which character though? Keith the hairdresser, because he's got some mad backstories. Like he's part of like the hairdresser mafia. Starts like sleeping with loads of guests. He's got a mad back. He's funny. But something I would be interested in seeing because I liked Ozark, but I preferred Breaking Bad. But anyway, in Ozark, I was intrigued by the Snells family because they're like the crazy hillbillies that don't like to be called hillbillies, I think. Yeah, they're crazy. And they have like a whole heroin farm and they have like quite a main role within the series. But I'd like to know more about them because the series focuses more on the cartel and the husband and wife who get themselves involved within that world. But the Snells are such an interesting family, and I'd like to just know more about them and where they came from and why they got into heroin farming. For anyone who hasn't seen Ozark, it's about like money laundering and the cartel, and it's a pretty brutal series.
I've never watched it, Would you recommend it?
I would recommend it, but my girlfriend loves it. She absolutely loves it. But I watched Breaking Bad first, which is a bit quicker, a bit more theatrical, a bit more over the top. And I quite liked how fast-paced it was. So when I got to Ozark, it comes across as very real. It is a slow burner, but everything... It's scary because it's very realistic, whereas Breaking Bad was quite... like the body falling through the ceiling, that might happen, but everything was a bit over the top, whereas Ozark felt very real, and there's fantastic character development. Like you really grow to love a lot of the characters, but it is dark. But if you like that kind of stuff, like Breaking Bad, anything to do with cartels, guns, but it is quite heavy. You can't put that on in the background whilst you're cleaning. Right, but it's good. It's a good series. I recommend it.
That's an A-list one for me then. Tahira, have you got any ideas of what you'd like to see a spin-off of?
So, if you've watched The U.S. Office, you'll know that Steve Carell's character, Michael Scott, suddenly sort of disappears from the show. And I think that would be an interesting spin-off to kind of see what he got up to. But he was just so painful to watch as well. So I feel like he would make good TV. Or Dwight. Just seeing what Dwight does, like a Dwight spin-off would be hilarious, I'm sure. And his beet farm.
I know Dwight, so yes, and I know The Office, absolutely hilarious. So just more of them. Any more of them with that humour.
I hated that the series ended, like the whole show. I hated that it ended. I wish it would have just carried on forever and ever.
Yes, I'm with you. An Office spin-off for definite. Love that. Thank you, Tahira and Kiva. And we'd love to know what spin-off you would like as well. Give us a text, 81333. Start your text with the word Mank. In a minute, we are going to be talking about Mental Health Awareness Week. So thank you for joining me. It is Natalie Pike, BBC Radio Manchester. It's 22 minutes past 8. And with
Bad connection, and I'm half asleep. Making conversation with you should be easy, but it ain't. Wish you could be with me, there would be no problem. Our communication's bad. sugar. But what can I do? Working hard on the other side of the world. Might as well be on the moon. Wish that I could write it all down and put it in a letter to ya. Oh, this feeling like I do right now won't make it any better to ya. Just got to be person to person, oh, face to face, person to person, one to one, just you and me. Person to person, we can't replace, no. Person to person, that's just how it gets done. Oh,
Yeah, suckers, y'all just don't know. Payback is most definitely in effect. Right here, right now. Yeah, Dre, you and your stupid dog girlfriend. Let me tell y'all something. I got my boy JT Money on one side. I got my boy Clay Fossier on the next side. Yo, we just finna rip. We finna rip. Yo, JT King. I know suckers ain't trying to diss coming with that whack shit. Keep trying to fuck, mess around and get plastic. And your back split, cause this drastic. Run up on my homie and you leave in a casket. True players don't talk that way, shit. Talk about letting another brother suck your only punk like that. I won't even bust you, I slap you with my gap. Frontin' like a gangster, but you's a faggot. See, you can act it, but you can't back it. Brother like me won't play with you. I'ma book when I get you. Whatever, I'm going all out. Step on death row and spread your house, sucker. Some bitch cookie trying to talk fast. Mess around, get a missile launched at your ass. And for your homie talking fly slick, if we was locked up together, I'd have made a my trick. Cause I know y'all pranksters. Y'all suckers still faking like gangsters. Wrong time. Deaf girl. Deaf girl. Deaf girl. Deaf girl. It's about time for me to tear the roof off the mother. I grab the gag and make all your punks run for cover. You can fool a groupie, but you can't fool a gangster. 1985, you used to be a prankster. Darryl Lonzo and the Wrecking Crew, turning off the lights and dressing like women too. So everybody on death row must be a joke. I put a lever to the chair and watch you folks smoke. Real gangsters don't follow punks down here. I guess your boy Snoopy Dogg must be a queer. Now who the hell you gonna blast in Miami? Step to me and I kill your whole family. And I do mean hold you think I'm playing, son. I got my Glock to your head. Now where you gonna run? Before you diss my homie Luke, you better think twice. I put a trigger pump and turn off your life. Yeah, sucker, you just don't know the boys know about you, Dre. Back in the days when you used to be dressed up in them old sequence outfits, looking real pretty on them album covers. Now you was singing back in the days, huh, Dre? Yo, you had lip gloss and all that on. I bet you had that real sweet perfume. Yo, Dre, you know what I want you to do for me right now? Take off that G-string, baby. If you wanna be my girlie, maybe. Yo, Mike Fresh, let's just take these suckers beat. Yeah, suckers, this how we do suckers. We take suckers beat. Yo, forget about that. I don't wanna hear no more of that. Yo, Mike Fresh, bring me back to them real gangster beats. Verse 2, silly suckers, stop riding on the deals. Nick front on my homie and you're bound to get killed, kid. Dr. Dre, you ain't slick. You did a whole album of other dumbest bullying tips. I wreck your whole style. Bust shots at them fast, you suckers can't last. So don't try to flip the script, money grip. I got a tech on my hip. Plus I'm in the mood to trip. And I'll take your fofo. Take a walk down death row, them suckers get petrol. Cause that junk ain't nothing but soft town. Play bad, get knocked off, clown. I'll be on the DL scoping. Catch you slipping, leave your head and your chest open. That sucker changed gears like a 10-speed. Last album, homeboy was against weed. Now he missed the chronic, man. Get out, sucker, try to play behind it, man. Act like you wanna be tough, and the boys gon' call you bluff. Yo, Drake, check this out. What you gonna be this year? I wanna know what you gonna be this year. Last year you wasn't smoking no weed on the album. This year you smoking weed on the album. One year you was all dressed up like a little freak on the album cover. This year you a gangster. Yo, Drake, could you please tell me what you gonna be? I better yet, I'ma tell you what I am. I am a real player. Yo, that might have been your girl that was on stage who gave me straight neck. Yo, let me tell you something, Drake. Cowards in Compton get sprayed in day. Cowards in Compton get sprayed in day. Yo, cowards in Compton will get sprayed in always in mother. Stage you all looking foul. You my bitch. Hell yeah.
And it's Natalie Pike on the Dead Good Show with you through until 10 p.m. this evening. Now, this week is Mental Health Awareness Week, and BBC Children in Need has made some huge changes to its beloved yellow mascot, Pudsey Bear. Now, that's to highlight health issues that aren't always immediately visible on the surface. So for this week, for Mental Health Awareness Week, Children in Need have temporarily removed Pudsey's famous eye covering. And that's to illustrate how not all of the challenges that children and young people may be facing are visible. This move is part of the charity's brand new Behind the Bandana campaign, launched to encourage important conversations between children, their parents, carers or other trusted adults. And it's hoped that the campaign will help to ensure that no child faces their emotional and mental health challenges alone. And I'd absolutely love that. I've got Tahira and Kiva, my posse, with me this evening. And Tahira, such a simple idea just to remove the famous eye covering just for a week. It's so simple, but yet it's got such a strong message behind it, hasn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I don't know if our listeners have actually seen the new image of Pudsey, but it's Pudsey with a sad face. Have you seen that?
I have, yes, I've seen it.
So for me, when I first heard about this, I was like, ooh, so what's under the bandana? And then, it's Pudsey with, as in, but with a sad face. And I thought that was quite poignant in itself.
And it really is quite a sad face. And when you're used to seeing Pudsey with the eye patch and with the smile, it definitely catches your eye, which I guess is the point of it, Kiva. And again, it's just such a simple change with a really powerful message.
Yeah, and I think with regards to like touching on invisible disabilities, and in essence mental health is one of those. Mental health problems are one of those invisible problems that we aren't immediately apparent when we meet people, and I think it's so important to highlight that not all disabilities or health issues are like visible, and I think it helps to teach people to kind of stretch their empathy a little bit, because I think it can be quite hard when on the outside it looks like someone is fine, but really mental health issues have a much deeper impact on people, and the impact and the consequences that they're having can be much harder to say. So I think it's good that we're teaching people to recognize that just because someone looks okay, you should always be kind, and try and empathize, because mental health problems are incredibly challenging, and unlike visible disabilities or illnesses, I think sometimes society or the people around you can sometimes lack that empathy, because it's hard to empathize with something if you first of all don't understand it, and then secondly you can't even see it.
Absolutely, and I think that's why this campaign is so lovely, the idea of promoting conversation to help children's mental health. And I love the idea, to hear of promoting that, because it's so important that we speak to our children about how they are, and I feel like I want my 5-year-old to know now and to grow up always knowing that it's safe to talk about the way that you're feeling.
Yeah, I mean, my daughter's only 2, but we do talk about her emotions and her feelings, and at the moment she is going through her terrible 2s, but it's about verbalizing what she's going through to her, and to kind of teach her that she has the ability to say, I'm not happy, I'm sad, or I'm angry, and just trying to talk things through with her. I think some people use the phrase a big emotion or a big feeling with their kids, and that's just like another way of just having your child, enabling them to communicate what's going on. But yeah, I agree with you, Natalie, that it's important for our kids to, from an early age, to learn how to express how they're feeling and make sure that they're being understood.
We have a magnetic board in the house, which my son changes the date and the weather and bits on it, and it's got a how I'm feeling section, and it's little magnets with faces, and It's like a happy face, a sad face. There's an angry face, there's an excited face, a face with a tear. And so I'll say to him, how do you feel today? And he picks a face. And I always find that's a nice way to spark a conversation. And I guess not only just for children, but Kiva, it's really important that we encourage conversations between our friends as well and checking in on our friends.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we just need to have more of a culture where we check in on the people around us. Obviously, don't bend over backwards. Don't put that pressure on yourself that you need to check up on people all the time, but just a friendly reminder, So maybe just send them a simple message like, hey, I'm thinking about you. Love you lots. Let's organize a call sometime. But just to check in, to let people know that you're thinking about them, because I've definitely been in positions where I've felt quite lonely or had a bad day, and my friend has rang me at the perfect time. There was one time when we were both crying and I was quite reluctant to ring her because I didn't want to annoy her. Not annoy her, but like be a burden.
You
and
think
she
you
felt the
would,
same.
yes, yeah.
And then she ended up like being the one to ring me, and I could hear that she'd been crying. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you rang me. She said the same thing. I was really reluctant to call you, but it was so nice. But again, it's just about encouraging that discussion, And we were reminding each other on that night, like, we have to ring each other. Like, we can't be thinking that we're a burden, the pair of us, because we both wanted to ring each other at this moment in time. So yeah, I think it's really good to encourage children, teenagers, adults, because it can be quite hard. It's easy when you're a kid because you're a sponge, but when you're an adult, you're like unlearning really bad habits that maybe you picked up at home in your household when you were growing up, and but that's why we need to talk about it and raise awareness and just be mindful.
Definitely.
And be kind.
And I found as well, you think that you're a burden on your friends, but your friends would never be a burden on you. So why do we think it about ourselves? We just need to be kinder to ourselves. But that's Tahira and Kiva. They're my posse this evening. We'll be chatting some more incredible topics. We've got one that's going to blow your mind if you've not heard about WhatsApp's new sneaky feature yet. We'll be telling you about that in just a second. That's myself and the posse. Tahira and Kiva will be through with you through till 9, and I'll be here then again until 10 as well. It's the Dead Good Show. It's BBC Radio Manchester. This is...
And there you go. Don't leave me, babe, cause I want some more. Give me your love, I'm gonna give you mine. You're gonna have it all in a nick of time. I had the front, now I want the back. Give it to me, baby, don't cut no slide. You're giving me love, but you know it's not enough. I need to know, baby, can you back it up? I gave my love, now you're giving it back. You say it's okay, but it's not what you like. You wanna be hard and you wanna be tough. I need to know one thing, baby. Can you back it up? Can't get enough. Can you back it up? Can't get enough, girl. Can you back it up? Can't get enough. Can you back it up? Can't get enough. You say you went out and you've been to the club. You had a lot of fun, just you and your girls. You had a few drinks and a couple under your belt. Let's go to bed, I'm gonna make you melt. Throw it to the left now, throw it to the right. Let's do it, baby, do it all night. I gave my love, now you're giving it back. You say it's okay, but it's not what you like. You wanna be hard and you wanna be tough. I need to know one thing, babe. Can you back it up? Can't get enough. Can you back it up? Can't get enough. Can you back it up? The way you do that, get enough. Take that thing. Can you back it up? I don't care who cares. Can't get enough. You're fine, baby. Can't get enough. Can't back it up. Can't back it up. Can't get enough. Can't get enough. Can't get enough. I had the front now, I want the back. Give it to me, baby, don't cut no slack. You're giving me love, but you know it's not enough. I need to know, baby, can you back it up? I gave my love, but just know it's not enough. I need to know, baby, can you bring it on back? Can you back it up? Can't get enough.
Radio Manchester, Natalie Pike here with you on the Dead Good Show. Now, I read recently that one of my favourite pop stars is changing their name. Yes, Canadian pop star The Weeknd has reverted back to his birth name, Abel Tesfaye, on his social media accounts. The singer, known for songs like Blinding Lights and Can't Feel My Face, asked his fans on Twitter if he should make the change, and they said yes, and he has. So he said, I'm going through a cathartic path right now. It's getting to a place and time where I'm getting ready to close the Weeknd chapter. Kiva and Tahira join me. They're my posse tonight. First of all, Kiva, do you listen to The Weeknd? Do you like The Weeknd?
I know more of his songs now than I ever have done because my girlfriend loves The Weeknd. So I know, but I wouldn't say that I'm like a hardcore fan. But I am aware of the music, yeah.
Does she know about his name change?
No, actually, I was the one to inform her before.
Oh, so she didn't vote on his Twitter then?
No.
No. What do you make, Kiva? Why do you think he's, or what do you make? Do you care? Do you think it matters if he goes from The Weeknd to Abel?
I don't. I neither care nor don't care. I think it's cool. He did mention, was it that he wanted to it was a different chapter in his life. He wanted to set that chapter aside, which I understand. And I think, I find it very interesting people tapping into their alter ego, I suppose.
Oh, I like that.
Because I think it can be quite freeing, to kind of, like drag, for example, just become someone else for a bit, and just, because it can be quite scary to explore yourself as yourself. So when you tap into that alter ego, you can do a lot of exploring and remove a lot of that shame and that guilt. So I think it's interesting that he's at a point now where he wants to set The Weeknd aside, and yeah, it's exciting. We'll see what happens, but I am very interested in people who go by different names and tap into different personalities.
Oh, that's a really nice way of thinking about it. Tahira, do you think that's why many celebrities have pseudonyms or stage names?
Yeah, I mean, like Beyonce uses Sasha Fierce, doesn't she, when she's performing, because that kind of gets her into that headspace, I suppose. And as a performer, I guess if that's what you need to do to create this alter ego for you to perform, then that's what you need to do. I don't think everyone needs to do it, as in like within themselves. Some people are fine just the way they are. It's interesting.
I love the Sasha Fierce one. That's a great idea to guess. And she is Sasha Fierce when she's on stage, when she's in that.
Yeah.
Now, producer Emily's done you both a little quiz. So we've got 5 artists, and I'm going to give you their real names, and we want to see how many of them, if any of them, you know. But you can work as a team together.
Oh,
so,
I'm going to get none. So good luck, Tahira. It's down to you.
You might be able to guess some, Looking through it, you might be able to guess some. So,
all right.
Tahira and Kiva, do you know who Gordon Matthew Thomas Sumner is?
I've got...
No.
Okay, Gordon Matthew Thomas Sumner is Sting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's quite a mouthful, so I kind of maybe guess why he's gone Sting.
This is going to be like a learning curve for me because I'm going to know all of their stage names and finally be learning their real names.
And it might come up in some pub quiz or something you do one day, and you'll now be an expert. Okay, your next one. Catherine Elizabeth Hudson.
Katy Perry?
It is Katy Perry!
No way.
Well done, Tahira. How did you know that one?
Oh, just a wild guess.
That is brilliant. Okay, your next one. John Roger Stevens.
John.
It is a John.
It is a John.
It is a John.
John Travolta.
John Legend.
No way.
Yes. Close.
That makes sense.
You got the John.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, close enough.
Right, I've got 2 left for you. Calvin Brodus Jr. This is
Post Malone.
It could have been anyone. Snoop Dogg.
Really?
Calvin Brodus Jr. is Snoop Dogg.
His name's Calvin.
It is.
No way.
Right, and your last one. I think you might both get this one. Stefani Joanne Angelina Germanotta.
Lady Gaga.
It is
Yeah.
Lady Gaga, yes.
I love Lady Gaga.
Yes, I love that. You both knew that one. Love that. Thanks for playing along there, Tahira and Kira. Appreciate that. Well done, producer Emily, on those. You're listening to Natalie Pike on The Dead Good Show. It's our posse hour, and I'm joined by Tahira and Kiva. And we were just chatting there about the fact that The Weeknd has reverted back to his birth name, Abel Tesfaye. Now, coming up in just a minute, we're going to be talking about WhatsApp's sneaky new feature. I really want to know what you all think about this one. Kiva and Tahira, I cannot wait to hear what you think about this coming up. So thank you for joining me on The Dead Good Show tonight. This is Sweet Lies by Nathan Dorr and Talia Mars.
I'm back, baby. Yes, I'm back. And Mr. President, you're not chilling in the house, baby. You're not chilling in the house. You know why? Huh? Should I tell you? You know why? Yeah, cause you're chilling in the shack, biatch.
This is the shack. This is how we act. Capside P. Max Mash D. This is the shack. This is how we act. Capside P. Max Mash D. It's your motherfucking third letter of your alphabet. Put night at the end of it. It's a nigga you can't get with. Funky styles I be showing niggas. I be blowing niggas straight out they socks. Because the Dove Shack is coming more twisted than dreadlocks. Now plot on the shack if you want to. But if you get caught slipping, we will be dipping down your block just to street sweep your spot, nigga. But you can still follow along, grab a hold of my nutsack because I got the doja. Oh, I haven't told ya much love to my nigga Warren. He's a G. Hook me, now I'm getting funky. I'm chilling with my feet up on the table in the shack with my revolver, problem solver. Waiting for a nigga to fuck with this so I can let his ass know who he is. This is the shack. This is how we act. Capside P. Max Mash D. This is the shack. This is how we act. Capside P. Max Mash D.
It's the nigga to scoop, the Long Beach East Sider. Niggas start to duck when I come cause I'm a rider. So I suggest you get the 411 on the shack. We peeling caps to the front, then we peel them back. Approaching the wrong way, with no delay I blast ya. Draw for the gat, but the scoop is much faster. You can miss me with that, step in my path. I let the AK rip and cut that ass in half. I dwells, I bails in the LBC, the real menace. This is society. Packing a variety of flow. But watch the one I use to abuse this track. We in front of that ass and you still can't see the shack. So pack up your gear and run it high.
And pass the doje to the left hand side.
We coming like that. It ain't no love for no rack. I guess that's how we act when we chillin' in the shack.
This is the shack. This is how we act. Capside P. Pack smash steam. This is the shack. This is how we act. Capside P. Pack smash steam. As you enter into the zone called the G.
Now relax.
Hear the lion roar with a whisper. Kicks it is a norm, rip it will be torn. Dip it as we flip it, wicked with the warren. G-child sees down, meanwhile many styles have been rendered. I see the door of your mind, may I enter? I'm knocking, I promise I won't hurt you. The definition of G-funk is just something to like swerve, to something to smoke herb, to something and we serve you with the dopeness. Take a toe, kid, beat the lowness. Lessons will be taught, broke off, lost in the shuffle. Flexing on the muscle, living large as fucking Russell. And Simmons, I'm Robin, like giving. I know you love this offbeat style, out this world, make your head twirl. Hear the nuts, now play squirrel as you earl on the track. Who am I? Bo Rock from the dub shack. This is the shack. This is how we act. Capside P. Packs my steam. This is the shack. This is how we act. Capside P. Packs my steam.
8:43 on BBC Radio Manchester, and WhatsApp has launched a new feature. It's called Chat Lock, and it will allow users to protect their most private conversations. Now, Chat Lock began rolling out yesterday, and it gives users an added layer of privacy by allowing them to protect their most private conversations with a password. Now, locked messages are secured in a separate folder and the sender's name is hidden, even to others with access to your phone. But WhatsApp users have joked that cheating has been upgraded thanks to the app's new feature. What do you think? 81333, start your text with the word Mank. What do you think about Chat Lock? I'm joined by my posse, Tahira and Kiva. I'd like to get both your instant reactions to hearing about this. So, Tahira, what are you immediately thinking when you hear that WhatsApp are introducing Chat Lock?
My brow is furrowed and my face, my palm is on my face. Face palming.
I'm with you. That was exactly my reaction. Kiva?
Yeah, I just don't see why you would need this, really.
So, I've been trying to wrap my brains about why. Let's say you're not cheating. Why would you need this? And the only thing I could really come up with was maybe if you're planning a surprise birthday party and your phone is, the messages are popping up, and then you don't want your partner or your friend to see, so you're hiding your phone, and that looks a bit dodgy. So maybe if you're planning a surprise, Kiwi, that's all I can think of.
Yeah, but how often do we plan surprises? That we would develop a whole extension of the app. I don't know. It's very sus. I don't know. Got a lot of questions. I think a lot could go wrong with this.
Tahira, can you think of any positive reason why we might need this?
No. No, I'm drawing a blank.
I think we're all thinking the same. I'm trying to think of a useful feature for
surprises. Yeah, that's literally about it. Surprises, or you're doing something illegal or naughty.
Yeah.
I think there's more bad
hide my
things.
criminal activity.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, criminal activity hadn't even crossed my mind. That shows you how innocent I am. But you're right. Oh, you're right. And I guess you could be hiding things from your partner that's not cheating as well.
Yeah, there's so much there's so much that could go wrong with this. But then
what about kids? 16-year-olds using WhatsApp.
Oh,
that's scary. Yeah.
Yes. That is a good point.
WhatsApp's kind of scary, isn't it, though? Because there's so much stuff that you can lose and never retrieve, and now this extra added layer of security. I think they should bin WhatsApp, get rid of it. I don't like it.
Oh, really? Do you not use WhatsApp?
I use it all the time, but it starts to freak me out.
Oh my! Well, I read as well that the next development of chatlock will be, so currently the chat will be protected by the password that's used on the phone. The next thing is it'll be protected by a different password. So you just to make it even more difficult. So, I mean, I'm sure WhatsApp have a valid, positive reason for wanting to do this, and it's probably to give their users as many options and personal choices as they can. But are we kind of all in agreement? You know, when people's instant cheating reaction is the most likely one?
Cheating, I think probably more criminal things for me rather than cheating.
And then it's just suspect. But then if you were to come across your partner, I don't know how this works, right? So if you were to come across like a secret message thing on your partner or your dad's phone, and you saw it there, and you would instantly be like, what the heck is going on here? You're not going to think, oh, this looks fun, I'm getting a surprise birthday party.
I better not look. Yeah, and then the weeks go by and you're like, where's my party? Well,
That looks a bit richer.
I'm glad we all furrowed our brows at the same time. If you can think of a positive reason as well, like perhaps, like I say, there's no one here from WhatsApp either, obviously, to tell us what the reasons are behind this as well, like I say, and I'm sure it is around user features and allowing you to decide what you do on your WhatsApp, you know, it's personal choice, I'm sure, is it? But if you can think of a positive reason or you've got an opinion on it, it's 81333. Start your text with the word Mank. Thank you to Tahira and to Kiva. You're listening to Natalie Pike on The Dead Good Show, BBC Radio Manchester, and this is Dynamite by BCS.
DJ, he gets down, mixing records while they go round to the hip, to the hop. You just don't stop, producing funky tracks till it makes you drop. Conjunction, junction, what's my function? I'm hooking up tracks so that niggas can function. It's not Pete Rock or that nigga Dr. Dre. It's this motherfucking nigga from around the way. The one that brings you styles on timesy, wimesy. That's why it's so hard to find me. Conduction, construction when I bust. Choo choo, busters. It's a must when I bust, when I bust. I've gotta come correct. The R to the E to the SPX, architect. Yep, nigga, no, I'm not tweaking. It's one of the 16 minds that I'm speaking. The W-A, the double, the R, the E into the R. A, B, C, D, E, F to the motherfucking G. Ooh, shit, as I flex, I rex, I checks. So what's next?
Oh, who's next to catch wreck on the menu? I snap next when I flex, let me continue. Send you on a mission when I rock. It goes on and on and on, and you know it don't stop. Yes, I'm back on another route, ready to take them all out. Now can't get with this, cause they get faded without a doubt. Check on my wreck, I'm like 1, 2, 3, why? They can't fuck with the root one Malik. Well, I drop it, can't stop it. Lit it up like a rocket when they get out of line. I grip the 9 out my pocket, lock it down. Yeah, that's what I do. How could you come solo, nigga, when I run through your whole crew? I rule, fool, act like you heard it. The one I run with, can't remember the last he murdered. Them do I wear or them get dealt with? Kill the noise, I want silence, no bubble clad bullshit. Nigga, it's all about my grip. So the one who starts to slip is the one who gets ripped. Kept a chip on my shoulder, not now that I'm older. They all love me, the OBG high roller. Cause back in the days on the side where it's set, niggas coming up missing if they didn't have these straps. So I try to be like me just when you pull back and she said, I think I'm Mr. Malik.
Well, if the beat is funkadelic, then it too is right. Mr. Malik and Warren G, so tonight's the night that we spark.
Yeah, we spark in the dark when we do it in the park. Well, it's the A to the B
And the C to the D.
Eminem is Mr. Malik with the DJ Warren G.
Ooh, Mr. Malik, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm the host with the most, they can't get closer even near me.
I said a tick tock, tick into the era.
I said a pick which Glock, bitches get shot, it's still terror.
Terror, pick which Glock.
Which one?
The black one with the big pen lock.
Me and Dre in the 500, so those who wanna get dropped, nigga go knock a trigger flow non-stop. Fly double I, never slip, trip or flip flop. The two is funkadelic, the group is right. But if Malik gon' make it smell it, then tonight's the night for me to stay drunk tight. That with my nigga Warren G. A sorrow when you borrow, but you can't be owing me. What's next?
Ooh, I said what's next, what's NXET? It's me, Warren to the motherfucking G. Flowing with my little homie named Malik. Yes, everybody will just tweak off the new style leads that we got. Yes, it's me, Warren G, on the block. Pump, pump, block, glock, let me just tip-top. It's me, Warren G, on the motherfucking rock and roll. Stroll, then stiff back to the back. It's me with the big black Mac 11 strap. So let me flex to the flex. Whew, so what's next?
Love that song. It's such a happy, chirpy song. Dynamite by BTS. Thank you so much for joining me on the Dead Good Show tonight. It's Natalie Pike. Tahira and Kiva, I really enjoyed that. It went so fast. Thank you for joining me.
No worries.
Thank you, Natalie.
It's a pleasure.
How does your week, I know you're back to work now, Tahira, but how does your week ahead look?
Need I say more?
Yes, I've got you. And of course, you mentioned earlier as well, so you'll be seven months pregnant now?
Oh, I don't do months.
Something like that. Yes. Coming to the end of it. Well, best of luck with the rest of your pregnancy. Do let us know if you have a boy or a girl and names and all of that come July. We'd love to hear.
I will. Thank you.
And Kiva, how does your week look?
Quite exciting. I've got a fundraiser on Thursday that I've organised. It's taken 3 months and it's finally coming. So I'm very excited. It's going to be like a gig. We've got 4 different acts on with like an open mic in between. We're raffling out prizes.
Oh, tell us everything. Where is it?
So it's at Atma, AATMA on Faraday Street in the Northern Quarter in Manchester. The doors open at 7. It's £3 on the door, cash or card. There's going to be a big raffle with an air fryer up for grabs, champagne, what else? An Alexa, bath salts, loads of random stuff, toilet paper. There's lots of stuff to win.
Useful things.
And lots of great music. Yes. And because of the open mic, sorry.
Who are you raising money for? Sorry.
So it's for Northern Air Hospital Radio. So
Love it.
They're a hospital radio station. They've been going since the 60s. They're amazing. But they lost their studio because of renovations to Manchester Royal Infirmary. So we're just trying to raise some funds to get the studio up and running again.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Absolute best of luck with that on Friday night.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's Tahira and Kiva. They'll be my posse this week on The Dead Good Show. We have our posse members every week on The Dead Good Show. Every night, apologies, on The Dead Good Show at 8 p.m. Just putting the worlds to right. It's Natalie Pike, The Dead Good Show on BBC Radio Manchester. And this is It's Euphoric.
It's a shame the way you mess around with your man. It's a shame the way you hurt me. It's a shame the way you mess around with your man. I'm sitting all alone by the telephone, waiting for your call when you don't call at all. It's a shame the way you mess around with your man. It's a shame the way you play with my emotions. It's a shame the way you mess around with the man. You're like a child at play on a sunny day. First you play with her and then you throw it away. Why do you use me? Try to confuse me. How can you stand to be so cruel? Why don't you free me from this prison for a certain time? As you do, it's a shame the way you mess around with your man. It's a shame the way you hurt me. It's a shame the way you mess around with your man. I tried to speak with you, show your love so true, but you won't appreciate the love we try to make. Oh, it's got to be a shame. Why do you use me? Try to confuse me. How can you stand to be so cruel? Why don't you free me from this prison? Set my time
Manchester. That hour with the Posse Hour always goes so fast. So enjoyed talking to Tahira and Kiva tonight, and I love that we always have a massive variety in the topics that we talk about. And I'd love to hear as well, keep giving me your thoughts on that new WhatsApp chat feature where you can lock and private a certain chat. 81333, start your text with the word man. Coming up after 9 o'clock, we're going to be speaking to Colin Manford. We've had him on the show before talking about his comedy life, but this time he's going to be coming on and telling us about a charity that he's working with. Can't wait to hear all about that. And of course, as always, we have lots of wonderful music to be playing you as well. So thank you again for joining me tonight on The Dead Good Show. It's Natalie Pike and it is 8:57.